Nacho Average Tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Nacho Average Tabletop. I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And I guess I'm the third wheel.
They didn't have that shirt,
No.
did they, Pepper?
No.
It's not
Yeah,
a character in
unfortunately.
Everdell. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, it's not one yet, even though they might claim they're maybe done, but I don't know. They might come back to third wheel.
There you go.
You never know. But anyway, if you're watching this, you can probably see we're doing an art series, so to say, and looking at the artwork on board games from some of our favorite artists, I would say. This one we're doing Andrew Bosley. So we all looked at all of his credited things on Board Game Geek. This we're specifically just looking at covers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hopefully we got them all right. Hopefully it wasn't just artwork in the game and the cover had nothing to do with him, but I think most of them,
You
at
can
least
tell.
that I looked at, it very obviously looks like his artwork.
Mm.
Yeah.
So then we all individually rated them, and then we combined kind of our ratings and then came up with a top 10 favorite artworks by them. So if it was on our list at number 1, it got 10 points. If it was number 2, it got 9, 3, 8, and so on and so forth. So I don't know if that was the best way to do it. But
It's a quick, easy way to
Yeah.
do it. And so a maximum of possibly 30 points if it was a three-way crossover at 1.
that is
See
true.
if that happened.
That's hilarious then for this first one.
But yes, it looks like we're starting, and the lowest one we've got
Yep.
here at number 10
So-
is 8 points.
It's actually a tie for 9th place. This one and the next one
Oh,
do
okay.
have 8 points each, but we'll look at this one, and very fittingly, this one has art in the title. This is
Arts
the
and architecture.
Tapestry Arts and Architecture expansion, the second expansion. Great expansion. We could talk about it for an hour.
Yes.
But you won't because I'm here to save you all.
We may have an unreleased video of me and Pepper talking about this for like an hour. We've tried getting better, so if you think we ramble a long time, that is evidence we've gotten better.
Moving along.
Let us know in the comments below what your favorite Andrew Bosley artwork is
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, so I think this is a pretty solid cover, pretty striking one. I do like, well, we really like Tapestry in this household overall, so that helps it, but I think the cover of kind of all the boxes are pretty good. This one might be my favorite of the three.
Yeah, this one just immediately when I saw it, it just stood out because kind of the first two covers had kind of more of a tan look, or the one was in the sky, it was a little brighter, but then this one just being a little darker and red and even kind of red clouds. It could look a little scary, but I don't think it really does. And you got some nice green from the grass as well, and
I was thinking it kind of had a fall look to it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the red is fun, but I also like that it has a lot of the landmark buildings,
Yep.
in the back piece of it. I don't know what that's called.
The background.
Not the foreground.
The background.
Yes, that's the one. All right.
But yeah, I think he does an excellent job here. He's really good at doing the kind of, I notice anyway, maybe you guys disagree, but I think as I've looked at some of these covers, I'm like, he does backgrounds really well. Like, you don't
Yeah.
notice it necessarily
It's
all the
very
time, but
subtle.
once you
Yeah.
start looking at all of his, you start
Yeah.
being like, wow, he does backgrounds really nicely.
Yeah, I think I kind of first noticed kind of those buildings. I just never really looked that closely, but when we were doing this, I'm like, oh, those buildings are back there. It's really cool. But yeah, if you're wondering what that 8 is over here, that is the combined amount of points, which is actually decently low, but he does have a lot of covers that he
He
has.
does.
So, I mean,
It was
It's not
probably going
like
to be
we're gonna-
split.
yeah, so. And kind of tied with this one at 8 is Everdell Belfair, which it would be probably a massive surprise if no Everdell titles made this list.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I probably. It's been a while since we actually made our list, so
It
I
has.
forget exactly where our placements were, but I think I had this one decently high, and mostly because of that little turtle with the top hat that just
Wow.
elevated this one above some other Everdell expansions.
Yeah, that's another series that has a lot of great artwork on the covers. I don't think I had this one on my list, but yeah, it is a good one. I think the Everdell ones are all pretty good. I would actually, and we'll see. I don't know what the list is. Pepper's the one that put this together, put the points together, so I don't know what other people have picked. But I would say the probably the complete collection box is probably one of my least favorite of his covers.
Yeah, I would say so too.
I can't say I've studied that one in detail, so I can't remember if we looked at that one
yeah.
for
Mhm.
this and everything, but
We do say he has great backgrounds, and he does, but I think some of the Everdell ones do kind of feel a little too faded, and I think that the complete collection is that, where it's just a little too
That one
faded
is
in
too
the
much.
background with the
Yeah.
tree, but at the same time, you don't want everything completely clear, because then
Right.
you'd just be a little too busy, but I think this one strikes a perfect balance.
Yeah, it's got a lot of color in it, which helps.
Yeah. So then on to number 8 is Trailblazer. The John Muir Trail, however you pronounce it. And this one I did not have on my list, I know that.
I did.
Oh boy.
You must have had it pretty high because I don't think I had this on my
I
list
looked
either.
at there was like an
So you must have had it number 2.
She might have.
It's possible. I looking at it, I really like it because it's just a very peaceful landscape.
This is if he did the artwork for the Cascadia cover. That's what this is.
That's true.
There wouldn't be humans on the trail though.
That's true.
I think that's probably why. I mean, it is really gorgeous. This one feels a little bit different than his other covers, I would say. But it is another one where the background is really nice. You've got kind of the mountains and stuff. I think it was partially just the fact that there have been so many, like the Cascadias, there's been so many good nature themed games, especially like parks and stuff
yeah.
type games. So I think this cover, just comparing it to all those other ones, didn't feel extra special to me. So I think
Yeah.
that's why it wasn't. But it is
But
still
I just-
a gorgeous artwork.
Yeah,
It
I like
is.
the way he uses the lighting though, because you've got this deer up in shadow, and then you've got just tinges of light
Oh,
on
yeah.
on the trees there. So I don't know. I just thought it was detailed and delicate in some of the ways there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really nice.
Yeah, I would say for him, as opposed to maybe some other artists, I think most of his artwork, even if I didn't think it was in my top 10 favorite of his, I don't know that I had too many that I disliked.
Yeah, I agree.
He's very consistent.
He is.
Yeah.
Does he sell artwork? Maybe we should buy some.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know.
Be art connoisseurs.
Oh boy!
This one's gonna be another crossover, which don't look down here at the title of the next one, but these will be tied for number 6, and this one is Everdell Pearlbrook, which I did not have on my list, and I think
I had it pretty high.
you were the champion of this one. I don't think you put it number 1 to give it 10, so Michaela must have had it on her list somewhere, and now
Must have
she is
been.
regretting all of her life decisions.
No, I just like this one. I like the underwater look of it. You got the fish kind of in the. You can kind of
Oh,
see them
yeah.
coming in as well,
Yeah.
and then just another nice background, like
Mm-hmm.
for some reason I want to call it the foreground too, but like looking
Yeah.
deeper, like where he's
Yeah.
swimming towards, just feels really, really cool. I
Mhm.
think I like the underwater look. I think he does a pretty good job of it.
Yeah,
I
and
just
the details
stands out.
on that house, like with the pearls going around, like he doesn't have to go into that level of detail, but he does. So
Yeah, it's very nice.
he always goes the extra mile.
Have you played that expansion?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't. Mm,
It's the one with the pearls.
yeah, did we actually play the one with the pearls? I think we've looked at the pearls. I think that's the one expansion I have not played yet.
Okay.
Well, and I guess both the expansions that we've mentioned so far are the ones that I have not played. The other ones I have, I think.
Okay.
I don't think we played with.
I
Maybe
might
we
be
did.
thinking of Splendor Duel.
oh. That could be. That could be there.
That could be. They're very, very similar.
Yes.
And then on to Rise of Babel, which didn't know. I guess is this out yet, or is this up?
I think that's an upcoming
Okay.
one. Yeah, I think I had this one pretty high too.
You can't put all your games at number 1, Zach.
I think I did though. So I think this one was pretty high for me, and it just yeah. I now that you say it, Michaela, I think it is kind of his use of shadows and stuff,
yeah.
being able to, I don't know, just make it look like, okay, yeah,
It's
they're closer
dynamic.
to us,
Yeah.
and then as they're going out into the light and, yeah, just the
Mm-hmm.
foreground, it just, I don't know. It's a really cool looking cover. It's a really cool, I like the name of the game, too. That's
Yeah.
probably not Probably not fair to be judging his artwork based
Yeah.
on the name of a game that I have not played, but I just really like the look of this one, and it's doing what it's supposed to. I saw this and I'm like, wow, this has me excited for this game, even though I know nothing
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah, I'm decently interested in it. It looks really nice. It reminds me, kind of just the makeup of it, of another game coming up a little later, just kind of the overall layout of that, which I'm sure you can figure it out. On to number 5, which, first one, we're getting over 10 points here.
Ooh,
that
boy.
I'm
getting up
thinking
there.
though that this must be between you two because I'm fairly certain I did not have this one on my list.
We have been pretty big fans of this cover ever since
We
we
have.
saw it.
Really?
Yeah, just...
that was a big reason behind backing it, I would say, as
Mhm.
well. And I think at the time, Honey Buzz had been out,
Oh, yep.
so it was just a
From
combination of
Elf
those
Grave
two things.
games.
And yeah, I really love the look of the snow cover, and yeah, it may not be his only one that uses that kind of darker, snowy feel. He's very good at
We're
making
entering
you feel.
winter, I'll tell you, for this and the next 2 picks.
Yes, I think he's very good at giving you a feel of different like temperatures
yeah.
and seasons. He
Yeah.
captures that really well, and I think this one does that amazing. And then you just feel like you're sitting around a campfire.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know.
It's just...
I just really like the look
The-
of it. It might be a little bit dark in some areas, but I think it works overall for me.
I think it's the right amount of dark throughout, and just the glow of it. Just it feels different from everything else that he's done, just because it is so dark and it is snowy. And until we looked into some more of his, we haven't really seen him tackling a colder climate. So
Mhm.
I just really love this one the first time I saw it, and still do. But you're not a big fan.
I mean, it's kind of growing on me now.
got a
The
little
cat was
woofer.
confusing at first, but, or I guess maybe it's a wolf.
Is it a wolf?
It
Fox?
looks like a cat.
Who knows?
It does kind of
Here.
have cat ears.
But I guess it's kind of framing it now when you look at it. So, when first glance, it's probably just dark, you know.
Yeah.
But I see he did a good job with the lantern. Kind of like he gave it lantern light without it being
yeah.
actually a lantern, which is probably a really cool thing.
And I guess I don't know who does the like Merchants of the Dark Road piece. Is that?
Oh.
I'm assuming that's like probably a different person
Maybe.
doing like graphic
yeah.
design, maybe, or is that his artwork too?
I'm not sure, but yeah,
I don't know how that works.
I do really
Let me know
like
in the
that.
comments below if you have a better idea of who's doing, if he's doing the whole thing, if like any text on the box is someone else. I have no idea. I'd be interested.
Did he have
to know
to
that.
remake the Elf Creek Games
I think
logo?
he had to draw that by hand, but
Yeah.
On to another cold
Ooh.
one, which this one has had me. I gave this one a pretty high number, and this one has
15. You're not even allowed to give out that many.
Oops. But yeah, this one has had me kept my eye on this game ever since, because I think this one is also upcoming, and another cold theme with
You're not a
adorable,
fan?
I don't remember seeing this.
adorable creatures. Look at that little guy.
It's like Everdell in the winter,
It
like
is.
outside of Spirecrest.
I was gonna say that's Spirecrest. Continue.
Firecrest, but colder.
But it's got the blue.
With imaginary creatures. Yes, some glowing blue crystals.
Yeah, look at the background too.
It's a
God,
really
it's
really
just
awesome.
amazing.
Really awesome sky. With a little bit of glow.
It is a
little bit
really
of
solid
sunlight,
cover.
but also some dark
I'm guessing it was
clouds.
me and Jesse both rated this one pretty highly.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
I was
looks
like-
like a movie poster cover for like
It
a
does,
Disney
it
or
does.
Pixar.
Pika. But yeah, I'm pretty interested in this one. I don't know anything about gameplay. I've seen a couple more pictures of the board, and it looks to be solid artwork throughout. And although that's not what we are rating it on, this one's gonna be entering the collection. I don't care. I love that cover.
It definitely could.
On to even
Oh,
more
boy.
cold.
Did I even
theme.
look at the same games as you guys?
It has been a while since we did these lists.
it has
right?
been
I
a while.
do not think I saw these last two.
Well, no
Science
wonder they're
does
not.
work.
No wonder they're not higher. This was another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think
I really like what he does with the winter feel. He's very good at it.
Obviously, both of us do with these, bringing all three of these up to 14, 15, and 16 points. Just the two of us.
I don't know. It might be.
Which I guess, so if you think you didn't see these, do you think these would make your top 10?
This.
I feel like you probably did. You just
Yeah.
Because I would
Merchants
assume
probably
Flo would have
would.
been in the first page if she hadn't gone to multiple pages, maybe. Because I know he had a lot of artwork, but I would assume she would have seen
I
that
do
one.
like this one.
Santa's Workshop.
Yeah. I love that reindeer is just standing there randomly. Like, they're just all standing there.
just one over there, two there, one there.
That's what the reindeer do when they're sitting around waiting.
They're very fun, though.
But yeah, this one I think just looks. I don't know, just the glow. It's just cozy. I love Christmas time, and
Mhm.
I used to always set up the Christmas in the City sets with my mother, and this kind of has that similar feel
It
of
does look
Yes,
like
it
that.
different buildings.
And then
Also
the
an elf
sky,
cricket
what is that called? The
Northern
Aurora?
Lights?
Northern Lights?
Oh,
Yeah.
Covered up-
Aurora
covered up-
Borealis?
Something like that.
Covered up by
I wasn't going to do the one
giant logo there.
butcher. Yeah.
Maybe a little too big.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't need to maybe be as big, but yeah. Next time when Andrew draws that text.
Yeah. You'll know.
And then in second place, I guess Santa's Workshop is tied with Tapestry here, which
Okay.
this is the other one that I thought kind of was a similar layout to Rise of Babel. Just
No, yeah.
just a
that's
very similar setup with. I guess there are no really columns here, but it feels.
But it has
like
the feel of that.
It has the feel, yeah. And this one was, ever since we got it, I feel like we've. I guess I don't know what Mac's thoughts of it have been. I know I didn't actually rate it very high. I don't think
Yeah.
it was very high on my list, as I was just
It was-
comparing it to some of the other ones, but I think it was probably pretty high on.
It was mid
Both
to
of your
high on
lists.
my list. I'm guessing we all kind of had it somewhere in the middle, and it all
Mhm.
got some points, maybe, from all of us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pepper's like, I didn't have it on my list.
I'm trying to
couldn't
think
be
that
true.
some of the ones that I put on my list aren't on here at all. So I might have been the only one voting for some of them.
It
That's
could be.
possible. That's possible.
Yeah. But I think Tapestry,
Yeah,
just the
was-
base
it
game
was
is
on
really,
my list,
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's got the, and now I see that he did this with the water Everdell, Pearlbrook, where he had the kind of the weeds and the fish on the side, and I guess I didn't notice that he's got the trees doing that similar thing
yeah.
on the top corners as well.
Yeah.
So that must be something he likes to do as well.
Yeah.
He really likes to give layers of feeling of we're going into some place, and it gets, like you said, blurrier as you go
Yeah.
in,
I
usually.
feel like it might be just slightly too much kind of fade, like especially like kind of behind the title, but you do need that so that it does pop. But then also, I don't think the title is overall that interesting.
Yeah.
Just with that font, pretty basic, but it works.
I like the pop of blue in the middle.
Yeah, I think with
that's really good.
if that wasn't blue, if that wasn't the exact blue that it was, I don't think this would work nearly as much. I think that does add quite a bit. And then with 24 points, a huge jump. Number one. The one that kind of, I don't know. Did it probably make his name what it is now?
I think it's probably
map.
his most popular one, I would say. Yeah, I think that did put him on the map. He might have had, I think he had other before that.
He'd
but
never drawn before.
He'd never, this was his first time drawing here. And he's got the old trees coming in from the side again. Yeah.
Exact trees.
Yeah, it's just solid.
Who doesn't love the Everdell cover?
It is.
It's like perfectly woodland themed,
It
without
is,
it
it is.
being like cutesy.
Yes, yeah, it's grounded, but still they are.
It's very whimsical
Yeah.
still. It's
Yeah.
very it's very cute without it being like full on like cartoony.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it is. It is one of, I think, yeah, we can all agree, a perfect cover.
Yeah, it's right up there for sure. And yeah, I don't know how he manages to do it so much with. He does have very rounded feeling to all of his stuff, and
yep.
yet, he'll deal with like small critters and stuff, but yet it won't feel cartoony.
Yeah.
You'd think typically if you make things very rounded, it's going to come across as cartoony, but no, it keeps it still realistic looking.
Yeah.
It's looking a little it's just perfect. It feels like Everdell, and I don't know, just captures it perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate what they did with the collector's edition, complete.
Maybe we can
edition.
get the base box to fit.
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
not.
it's that
It's not too
bad.
bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, calm down, will you? Jeez.
Well, you make a banger like this,
Yeah.
and then you expect us.
This just makes me
mean-
want to play Everdell. I can't believe you played it without me this weekend.
You could have played it.
I know. I
He had
can
two
tell I was
expansions. He had 2 expansions in there, so
gone.
you wouldn't have liked that.
Yeah,
Maybe you
probably.
would have. You'd have dominated us.
Well, they're both expansions I played, so yeah.
There you go.
Taylor needed me to level you up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gotta love Everdell.
Got 24 points. Didn't get, even though we say it's the perfect cover, it didn't get the perfect 30 points. Can
It did
can
not.
any artists get a 30-point game? And if you looked at the top here, we do also have one made for Ryan Lockett and his games. So hopefully we release this one first. And you have not already seen that, but go check that one out whenever it comes out. Be sure to subscribe so that you can be notified when that happens and see what our favorite Ryan Lockett covers are.
Yes, and if you have any other artists that you'd like us to kind of look at their artwork and see, preferably they have at least 10-ish.
Yeah.
Are we just doing
Covers.
these two? Or are we doing the meat show?
We
there's-
got to do the meat show.
There's some other ones that
Yeah.
I'd like to do as well. I think like we got Beth Sobel, Micho,
Ian
I had a
O'Toole.
O'Toole possibly.
What's
Even
someone-
though
Dutrait.
Dutrait, I'm not as big of a fan of those last two personally, but I know a lot of people do really like their artwork, so I'm sure they've got some good ones.
Yep.
But yeah, let us know if there's anyone else you'd like us to look at, and we'd be happy to do it. But otherwise, we hope to see you on our other videos, and as always, don't forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content.